Namaste, hello, hi everyone. Hello again. I'm Swati Singhania and we are bringing this super interesting channel for you. To really start, you can always reach out to us for professional help. We have a team which is designing business plan for a lot of startups and companies which are going into expansion mode. The main purpose of this channel is to bring more and more financial literacy in our society. A lot of us have started businesses. A lot of us obviously have started earning money, but we really do not know the best ways to make use of it. And especially for those business owners there, some of you have met has such super great ideas, but a lot of times I see you all struggling with the financial and the accounting aspects of your organization. And I keep getting calls time and again as to how to make it better. So I thought, why not use the knowledge that I have and put this out there for you so that you can reach out to these videos whenever you think you are in a problem of which you can find a solution. Okay, so this is the main purpose of this channel. Now for everyone there, this video particularly is for those entrepreneurs or those business owners who have been asked time and again about something called a business plan. Okay, so what is a business plan? When is it needed? How to make it is what we are going to very briefly talk about. So these videos, these videos, the main purpose of these videos is to make you financial literate, so that if you're sitting in front of an expert who's going to design your business plan, you know what to expect out of them. You can always reach out to us for further knowledge about these matters. But before any further delay, let me start with the business plan. So what is a business plan? Very simply put, it's the blueprint of your business. This is what you should expect out of your business. So you have an idea, you have this super tasu idea that you want to put into you want to use for your business, but you really do not know how to shape it up. Now, a business would need a lot of things, but the top three aspect of any business is the operations part of it, the marketing part of it, and the finance part of it. So these three things are what we club together and make it a business plan. Why do you need a business plan? You need this business plan for your own self. You should know that when your organization would need further money. You should know what is the marketing plan that you set up when you were setting this organization. You should know that, okay, where should be my factory? You should know that who are you going to sell to? Because a business plan will make you think all these things and so many other things when you are making it, or for that matter, when you are hiring an expert to make this business plan for you. Not only when you're starting a business, but also a business plan is needed when either you are expanding, when you just want to take a status of the things that, okay, where am I? What is my course further? How am I going to take my organization to the next level that I want to? Third, also when you are planning to go for any amount of funding, whether to a banker, to a private investor, or to even friends and families for that matter. A business plan is the first thing that they can ask for. So if you ever reach out to a banker or a private investor, the first thing that they'll say is that, why don't you mail me your business plan, let me go through it, and then I will come back to you. So this is like the first step for any expansion like that. So when you are setting up your business, when you are expanding your business for your own self-assessment, and also when you are raising funds, these are the top 5 steps when a business plan is needed. Now let's understand what is a business plan and what are the sections of this business plan. So the business plan is largely divided into 7 to 8 sections. The first and the most important section is the synopsis or the summary of this business plan. What is the project? What is the product? Who are the owners? Where are you planning to sell it? How long is the project? Some of the businesses are short term, so maybe you can set it up for 5-10 years. That should be there. Some of the businesses are for international businesses, so put it there. So an executive summary is like, just by seeing that, a senior or someone who's going to assess your business plan knows which section he wants to read, because these are guys who are champions of various industries, champion of various sectors. So depending on your sector, they would know, okay, for this business, so let's say you are someone who is planning to set up a product which is going to largely be channeled through online sales. So for him, now if I am an investor in a project like that, the first thing that I'm going to look at is what is the product that you're selling, what are your competitors, and even in marketing through online, what are the channels that you're planning to use. So once I have all these 3-4 things, the balance processes are similar for all organizations in this industry. So this is how it goes. And so depending on which industry you are, the person who's assessing your business plan would know which page to turn to. So it reduces their work. The second thing where the work basically starts is the company description. So when we say company description, it basically says about the organization that you're setting up. Whether you are a partnership firm, whether you're a proprietorship firm, whether you are a company, etc., or an LLP for that matter. When were you formed? How big is the organization? What is the capital of the company? Who are the owners of the organization? Who are the shareholders of the organization? A lot of times, even large companies, when they are going for expansions, they do make business plans, right? For bankers and investors. So in those cases, this company description is of great value because here itself, 50-60% of the business plan is mostly covered. You would know by this that, okay, whether this company has a success ratio, what is the success ratio they have, how popular they are, how big they are, and what are the market news on these companies. So company description is followed by the detailed of the owners or the shareholders or the promoters or the directors as it is applicable to the organization. Now here it is extremely important to give what background you come from, what education you come from, what is your experience, where have you studied, where have you worked, which level have you worked in marketing department, have you worked in management, or are you a finance expert. Give your strengths and if possible also give your scope of improvements there, because then the investor knows, okay, so these are the places this guy is honest enough to say he's working on these. But let me remind you, you have to work on those scope of improvement. Just don't give out there and don't work on it. If you're giving that out there, learn and remember to improve on it. Now, after the company description and the details of the management, the third thing which becomes the most important is your product. What are you planning to set up? What are you planning to sell or produce? This is applicable in all the 4 cases, whether it's a new project, whether it's an expansion project, whether you are going for funding or your own self-assessment. Because even in self-assessment, when you give your product out there, was this exactly what you set out to sell? Or you started with becoming a herbal product brand, but now you've become not so herbal product brand. So you've changed what you planned to sell. So this product description is of great importance. Here you can give details of all the top products that you have. Give details of how you produce them, what is the basic, what are they made of if you're producing them, if you're trading or if you're services, what is your USP. So you have to give it there itself. So when I say USP, it's actually unique selling proposition. But here, why is it important? Because how is your product differentiated from the other products in the market? And the next section comes exactly with the further details of this product description, which is a detail of the market that you are dealing in or you plan to deal in. So what is the amount of study you've done on the market and your competitors and the geography that you're going to sell to? Are you planning to sell in India? Are you planning to sell in the whole world? Are you planning to sell in a particular state of the country because it is meant for that particular state? So let's say you have a product which is super good for deserts. Selling them in Himachal Pradesh is not going to make sense, but selling them in Rajasthan and Gujarat is going to make a lot of sense. So what is the product? So the detail about the market that you're targeting, and here again it's very important to know your competitors and to give the details of your competitors. Okay, so let's not rush, but just to revise, we've given detail about the summary about the whole plan. The second was the company description. The third was the details of the management and the owners, shareholders, director, as may be applicable. Then was a product description, and the fifth was the market that you deal in. Once you are done with these 5 sections, the sixth and the most important section is finance, where all of you start getting jitters. But this is not so difficult. We are going to come with another video which is going to talk about how to do your financial projections, and that will give you a detailed guideline and map of how to do your financial projections. But till then, this is the section which should largely have these 3 or let me say this financial section is broken further into 3 sections. One is your profit and loss account. कितना बेचोगे, कितना खर्चा करोगे, कितना प्रॉफिट आएगा. Simple, right? But obviously it has a format. You just can't write, okay, 100 रुपया क्या सेल है, 50 रुपया खर्चा है और 50 रुपया मेरा प्रॉफिट है. That doesn't work. It has to be formatted. It has to look good. It has to be presented well. So the projections are mostly given anywhere between 5 to 10 years, depending on what project you are in, what are you setting up, what product are you in. And when you hire someone to do this business plan analysis, they would know whether the projection is needed for 5, 7 or 10 years. At times, the audience, the person you're going to give this business plan to, also tells you, don't forget to give me a projection for 10 years. Because this is how he understands your project, okay? So here, the profit and loss will be followed by the balance sheet. Now we've already explained a video or given out a video which talks about how to analyze your balance sheet statement and also your profit and loss and cash flow for that matter. These are 3 different videos that we've already covered. But this projection of balance sheet will show what your balance sheet looks like today when you're starting or when you're expanding, and what it is going to look like again in this next 5, 7 or 10 years that you're putting up there. So this is extremely important because this will also give a viewpoint of what your capital is going to become. How soon will you repay the loan that you are taking? What is the value of shares that is going to be from today 5 years down the line? So today, if I'm investing 10 crores in your organization, or if I'm taking 10 crores from an investor in my organization, he would want to know his 10 crores is going to become what in the next 5 years? 50, 100 or 1000 crores. So this is what the balance sheet talks about. Now the third section, which is cash flow, talks about your liquidity. What would be the source and the uses of your funds? Where the money is going to come from, how soon it is going to come from, and where you're going to use. And the fourth section, which is the biggest analysis section, is the ratio section. We are also going to bring in many videos on ratios, but this is because we are starting the basic point is starting the business plan. So the ratios will give important ratios like liquidity ratios, like current ratios, okay, and profitability ratios, like profit by sales for that matter, and so on and so forth. So the ratio section is a quick look of how all the 3 statements, which is PL, balance sheet and cash flow, look like. And ratios is a summary of all that. Now, once you have covered your business plan, the next thing which comes is, what are you asking? What's your ask? You are giving me the business plan. What do you want from me for your business plan? So a lot of times a business plan is made to present it to marketing organization because you want them to come up with a marketing plan for your organization. So your ask there is, give us a marketing plan for this product, for achieving this in this market, and for achieving these amount of numbers. So that's your ask. If you're going to a banker, you will say, okay, this is a security which we are offering. This is the amount of loan we want from you. If you're going to an investor, you will tell him, this is the value of my organization. This is the stake I'm ready to give you. This is the amount of money I want from you. And so on. If you're studying yourself, if you are studying your own business plan, your ask should be, what do you want to improve in it? And if you're rolling out your business plan to your partners or your directors, you tell them, this is the challenge which we are facing, and this is the problem we need to solve. So that's your ask. And once you've covered all this, the last is basically an annexure. that would be a detail of anything and everything that you've not been able to cover in the above sections, because a business plan, the size and the thickness of the business plan would vary on your project. I've made business plans of 10-20 pages also, and we've made business plans of 200 and 500 pages also. So it completely depends on what your product and your industry is, but the annexures or the appendix that will cover a detailed details of the sections which have already been covered ahead. So this is what a business plan looks like. Some hygiene things that you need to take care of when you're making your business plan, or when you're asking a professional to make your business plan. Don't forget that it has to look good also. It has to be binded well also. And don't forget to make few copies of it, because it's not just one copy that is going to be needed. And always date it. Which period have you made it? Have you made it in 2020 or have you made it in 2018? So that when you revisit the business plan, it's very easy for you to understand what stage your organization was then and what does it look like today. So at times it's a happy moment, yes, at times it's a sad moment, but that's part of a business and our lives. So you ensure that you date it, and don't forget to get it proofreaded. Vocabulary errors are not a great idea. Proofread it. Read it yourself also. So let's say you hire our organization to make that business plan for you. Even in that case, we always recommend to our clients, do not forget to proofread it. Do not forget to read it, because ultimately it's your business that we are writing about, and we could always go a little wrong about it, but we would need feedback from you. And so this is how a business plan is made. This is why a business plan is made, and this is when a business plan is made. So this is all from our side about this business plan. Before we sign off, two things. If you're really stuck, you can always reach out to us for professional help. We have a team which is designing business plan for a lot of startups and companies which are going into expansion mode. And second, if you think this video helps, don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel. And we keep looking forward to your suggestions for more and more topics that we can cover. I hope this helps. Bye-bye. This is Swati Singhania. Namaste. Bye.